Dolphin Morning News. Today is Friday, November 19, 2021. Please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will now pause for a brief moment of quiet reflection. During the moment of quiet reflection, please reflect on what it means to follow Rule 3. Listen and wait my turn. Today's weather is going to be mostly cloudy with a 24% chance of rain. The high today is 60 degrees and the low is 45 degrees. Looks like we need jackets because it sounds cold.
Your lunch choices today are classic cheese pizza slice, crispy cod nuggets with mac and cheese, and sandwich crack. Your side choices are carrot, cucumber, and cherry tomato and steamed broccoli. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving break. Think about what and who you are thankful for and let them know. That's it for the morning news today, Dolphins. Have a fabulous Friday. Teachers, make sure to post pictures of Twitter at DolphinES and Dolphin Credible.
Stay tuned for 2 special read-alouds.
Hey Dolphins, I'm excited to read this book to you this morning. It's called If You Come to Earth, and it's written by the author Sophie Blackall. Dear visitor from outer space, if you come to Earth, here's what you need to know. You can find us near a big sun and a tiny moon and a bunch of other planets. Ours is the greeny blue one. The green and brown bits are land, and the blue stuff is water. People mostly live on the land in big cities and small towns and tiny villages, or just out in the middle of nowhere. There's a little teeny house right there. We live in all kinds of homes. And down here you can see there's some families, and this family says, we lost our home in a fire, in a flood, in a war. In all kinds of families. There are more than 7 billion people on Earth. We all have bodies, but every body is different. Except for my friends who are identical twins and look the same, except for Mustafa's mole. He's got a little teeny mole right there. Inside our heads, we are usually thinking, but you can't see our thoughts. But sometimes we show our feelings on our faces. Even if we don't feel like it, we get dressed every day. We wear different clothes depending on what we do and where we live and if it's hot or cold. There's lots of different weather in the world. Some of it's good and some of it's bad.
I just want to give you fair warning.
Wherever people live, we usually have to go someplace else. There are lots of ways to get there. I'm a kid, and kids go to school to learn stuff, so we'll know what to do when we're grown up. Grown-ups do lots of things to make the world work. But when people are not at work, or at school, or sick, or asleep, we get to do whatever we want. Whatever we are doing, we need to eat when we are hungry. Some of us have more food than others. We all need food and water to survive. We get water from the rain, which flows into little streams and big rivers and all the way to the sea. You can't drink the sea because it's salty. The sea looks empty. But actually, it's full. Fish can swim, but they can't walk. Most animals can walk or swim or gallop or hop, but they can't fly. Here, there's a little bat over here, and he's saying, I can fly. Some birds can swim and walk and fly. So if I had to choose, I'd be a bird. And this penguin over here, he's saying, I can't fly. I like how this picture is shaped like a bird. Birds can sing, so can whales, and people. People make all kinds of music on our own and all together. Some of us who are deaf talk with our hands and faces. Some of us who are blind read with our fingers. If we are blind, we can imagine colors as shapes and sounds. These are the colors you need to paint everything in the world. Some things are a part of nature. Some things are made by people. Some things are big. Some are small. What do you think that's the tale of? Some things are invisible. Wind, invisible cloak, ghosts, gravity, electricity, the smell of roast chicken, old socks, frangipani, and wool. Sound waves, germs. Some germs can make you sick. So can eating a woolly milk-capped toadstool, or breathing in smoke, or getting spat on by a slow loris. Some people get hurt by accident. Mom! Mom! Sometimes we hurt each other. It's better when we help each other. Babies are not very good at anything. Kids are good at lots of things. Grown-ups can do just about anything until they're really, really old. But by then, the babies are grown up and can help. Older people are good at telling stories about the world when they were young. Kids are good about making up stories that haven't even happened yet. There are lots of things we don't know. We don't know where we were before we were born, or where we go when we die, But right this minute, we are here together on this beautiful planet. If you come to Earth, you can stay in my room. Love, Quinn. P.S. How many eyes do you have? Are you small or big? Do you have any pets? When's your birthday? Is it always dark where you are? Are you going to visit us? My friends and I want to know. And that is the end of If You Come to Earth by Sophie Blackall. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye, dolphins.
Hi, my name's Robert Lemke. I'm a police officer with Johns Creek. And today I'm going to read Officer Buckle and Gloria. Right. Officer Buckle knew more safety tips than anyone else in Napeville. Every time he thought of a new one, he thumbtacked it to his bulletin board. Safety tip number 77, never stand on a swivel chair. Officer Buckle shared his safety tips with the students at Napeville School. Nobody ever listened. Sometimes there was even snoring. Afterward, it was business as usual. Miss Topple, the principal, took down the welcome banner. Never stand on a swivel chair, said Officer Buckle, but Miss Topple didn't hear him. Then one day, Napeville Police Department bought a police dog named Gloria. When it was time for Officer Buckle to give a safety speech at the school, Gloria went along with him. Children, this is Gloria, announced Officer Buckle. Gloria obeys my commands. Gloria, sit. And Gloria sat. Officer Buckle gave safety tip number 1, keep your shoelaces tied. The children sat up and stared. Officer Buckle checked to see if Gloria was sitting at attention, and she was. Safety tip number 2, said Officer Buckle, always wipe up spills before someone slips and falls. The children's eyes popped. Officer Buckle checked on Gloria again. Good dog, he said. Officer Buckle thought of a safety tip he had discovered that morning. Never leave a thumbtack where you might sit on it, and the audience roared. Officer Buckle grinned. He said the rest of the tips with plenty of expression. The children clapped their hands and cheered. Some of them laughed until they cried. Officer Buckle was surprised. He had never noticed how funny safety tips could be. After this safety speech, there wasn't a single accident. The next day, an enormous envelope arrived at the police station. It was stuffed with thank you letters from students at Napeville School. Every letter had a drawing of Gloria on it. Officer Buckle thought the drawing showed a lot of imagination. His favorite letter was written on a star-shaped piece of paper. It said, "You and Gloria make a good team. Your friend Claire. P.S. I always wear a crash helmet. Safety tip number 7. Officer Buckle was thumbtacking Claire's letter to his bulletin board when the phone started ringing. Grade schools, high schools, a daycare center were calling about a safety speech. Officer Buckle, they said, our students want to hear your safety tips, and please bring along that police dog. Officer Buckle told his safety tips to 313 schools. Everywhere he and Gloria went, children sat up and listened. After every speech, Officer Buckle took Gloria out for ice cream. Officer Buckle loved having a buddy. Then one day, a television news team videotaped Officer Buckle in the State College auditorium. When he finished safety tip number 99, do not go swimming during an electrical storm, the students jumped to their feet and applauded. Bravo, bravo, they cheered. Officer Buckle bowed again and again. That night, Officer Buckle watched himself on the 10 o'clock news. The next day, the principal of Napeville School telephoned the police station. "Good morning, Officer Buckle. It's time for our safety speech." Officer Buckle frowned. "I'm not giving any more speeches. Nobody looks at me anyway." "Oh," said Miss Topple. "Well, how about Gloria? Could she come?" Someone else from the police station gave Gloria a ride to the school. Gloria sat on stage looking lonely. Then she fell asleep. So did the audience. After Gloria left, Napeville School had its biggest accident ever. It started with a puddle of banana pudding. Splat, splatter, sploosh. Everyone slid, smacked into Miss Topple, who screamed and let go of her hammer. The next morning, a pile of letters arrived at the police station. Every letter had a drawing of the accident. Officer Buckle was shocked. At the bottom of the pile was a note written on a paper star. Officer Buckle smiled. The note said, "Gloria missed you yesterday. Your friend Claire. P.S. Don't worry, I was wearing my helmet. Safety tip number 7. Gloria gave Officer Buckle a big kiss on the nose. Officer Buckle gave Gloria a nice pat on the back. Then Officer Buckle thought of his best safety tip yet. Safety tip number 101. Always stick with your buddy. So some of you students may see me out in the mornings directing traffic when your mom and dad are dropping you off for school. And you might not know this, but I have a buddy that I bring to work every day also. Her name is Pandora, and she is one of our canines. She is a tracking hound, and she looks for missing people, anybody who's lost. Could be children, it could be grandparents, but her job is to use her nose, and she tracks their certain smell. And you may get to see Pandora today coming through one of your classrooms. This is my buddy, Pandora. Like I said, she's a tracking hound. We got her back in May at Johns Creek, and she is still kind of young. She's only a year and a half old. She will probably work with me for 8 to 10 years here at the police department. But the best part is I get to go to work with a dog every day. She doesn't get to pick where we go to have lunch, and she never argues with me. But she loves to have fun. She loves playing with a ball. When I bring her into the classrooms, like I said, she's still kind of young, so she's nervous around large groups of people still. But I like to bring her into schools and assisted living homes and let people meet her so she gets used to all these people. When I bring her into your classroom, I want everybody to sit down and just put your hand out, and she will come up and actually smell your hand. When people are standing above her, that is when she gets nervous. So if everybody sits down, puts their hand out, she will come up to you. And it's okay to pet her, and it's okay to touch her floppy ears. She's very nice, but if I tell you that she's getting nervous, come here, girl. Come here. Just pull your hand back, and I'll let you know, okay?